Oh man, it's good to finally be live streaming today, Thomas. It's been so long. I've waited for this moment all day.
Long time no see. I'm glad you're finally back on the air. Golly, no one's seen you for a long time.
Let's see.
You get anything to eat? Anything to drink? Anything?
Mrs. R.A. made me a grilled cheese sandwiches with tomato soup.
Lovely.
And my favorite beverage alongside adult beverage, milk. That's what I went with.
Adult beverage, milk.
I'm just saying it's not just for kids. Milk. Some people say milk is for the infant version of whatever species is designed to drink it. I think it's an adult beverage.
It's great for heartburn.
It's great for everything. It's great for dinner. It's great for, I don't know.
It's great to put a piece of cake upside down in a bowl of, from what I hear from certain people.
It's delicious that way. I'm a big fan of milk. My family, I've told you, we go through about 8 gallons of milk a week. And we go through 8 gallons a week, and people are like, how in the world do you do that? And as well, it's easy. We just take two days without milk, and then we only use so we go through 8 gallons of milk in 5 days, and then we have 2 days where we're like, okay, we're going to buy milk on Friday. Well, in this case, it was Thursday, but yeah, that's where we are.
That's funny. That ties into a golf joke, actually. That's not just a joke, but a real thing. When someone's like, hey, how'd you play today? I'm like, I shot 85. They're like, how the heck did you shoot 85? Like, because I made a 40-foot putt on 18 to not shoot 86. It's just the way it goes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's wild going off script. I don't know how we got there, but we're at Kelly Norda, one of the best female players in the world. Mm-hmm. She's setting records. I think out of her last 8 LPGA tour starts, she's won 7 tournaments or something of that realm. I mean, she's just like on another planet right now. She's winning everything she plays in.
That's a really good percentage.
Unbelievable. Like it hasn't existed. So it's the U.S. Women's Open this weekend. Yes, a flask of milk. I hope that's not a week old, because that would be. It's not coming out.
Bit. It's got
cheese
bite to it. She does really well. 7 of the last 8.
7 last 8. She's won. Fast forward to this weekend, U.S. Women's Open. She's on her third hole of the day to start, which is a par 3. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind when professionals. Go ahead.
Which means professionals get a hole-in-one on a par 3, right? Is that
some do? Yes, some make 2s.
When they play the hole-in-one on par 4, it's like the 3 is like the closest one really that's feasible.
You can, but it's unrealistic. It's happened, but yes. But when the pros play a par 3 and they play it poorly, they might make a 4 or 5. She made a 10 this morning. A 10. Basically cost the entire tournament. You play 4 rounds. This is their 3rd hole of the first round. She made a 10 on a par 3. I mean, it didn't cost the tournament, but it very well could if it comes down to the wire.
Or this could be like the greatest comeback in the history of golf.
Yes, very well could.
Be amazing. It's like, I don't believe what I just saw type moments. Think of like every chip in, from outside the green drains it. 0 putts for the rest of it. She's just, right on track. It could happen.
Makes a ton. Amber says, can you get rid of that dang heart button? So I'm on YouTube right now smashing the heart button on the chat. I don't know if it limits how many show up or not, but I'm just pumping hundreds.
I don't know where the heart button is.
So I'm just trying to bombard it.
What if I decide that I like these live reactions? Here, it's going away right now. There we go. It's gone.
I don't know.
I don't see them. I don't see
either. Never.
I guess to see it, I would have to watch it on my own channel with chat on screen or something like that.
I'm sorry, Kiss Me Cow. I'm sorry it affected the rest of chat. It was directed right at Amber because she was doing it. Oh man. But anywho, wow, it's crazy. You and I were talking a little bit, obviously the day you had today, but we were talking off screen pre-show about how for not everyone, but for a lot of people, this was a 4-day work week because of the Monday holiday. But depending on the festivities or whatever you did over the weekend, and then it just merges right into the work week. It's a 4-day work week, but as far as emotionally and mentally just tired, it feels like a 9-day week. I mean, it's Friday can't get here soon enough. I know I'm tired. I'm real tired.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we had a long weekend last weekend for sure. Maybe it's because I did so much awesome work. I mean, I accomplished things. Like I can look back and say I did that. I fixed the stove. My wife's lower oven. We've got a split oven. It ignites now. It's only like 3 years old, but it was broken. We fixed. I personally fixed. I ordered. I did the hard work. First of all, I sent my kid behind the stove because I can't climb back there, and they unscrewed the whole thing because I was trying to find like where inside they hide the serial number. And then I found out they've got these little metal tabs you just flip up on the back. You don't have to take anything off. It shows you the serial number on it. Didn't know that. I learned that after we took the whole stove apart, and then after I got the serial number, jump online and I just ordered the part that wasn't working because it just wasn't heating up down there. And when I replaced it and it worked, you just snap it in place. It's like Legos, really. You can't go wrong. But I still think this is a major accomplishment in my life because there were at least like 15 screws on the back end my kids had to take off and put back on probably 4 different times, and like 3 inside the oven for me. But anyway,
but
it felt like a short weekend, even though we had the holiday.
I'm with you. It's I'm ready for Friday. It's we have some weather moving in our area here around the midnight hour, which I'm excited for. I've seen Roy's been in chat already giving us grief. So might wish some hailstones a couple streets over for the evening if he keeps it up. But
steer the weather forecast just a little bit to the left.
Oh, which reminds me, Officer Brian, he took a well-deserved vacation. He and his wife are on a cruise, and he told me he opted for the room that does not come with Wi-Fi because he wants to disconnect and be gone from work, everything. I get a text from him today. He hopped out on a port, snagged some Wi-Fi at a resort, gave me a quick update, and then he said, by the way, we might still be at port tonight, so I'm going to see if I can hang on to this Wi-Fi so I can catch the show. So dedication from Officer Brian, trying to catch this show in a different country from some Wi-Fi on an unknown resort. I didn't ask what port he was at or what he was doing, but he checked in real quick when he said he's cutting off. And I got a text from him. So he's doing good. Life's great, and he's trying to catch the show.
This goes right into one of the stories I was going to share because
Perfect.
Americans don't know how to take time off work.
No. And we get reamed for it.
Yeah, 78% of Americans. We have something, a lot of times it's called PTO. Okay, it used to be called other things, but most companies call it PTO now, which is paid time off. And you can use it for, whatever, for vacation or just, mental health days or whatever. It's time off work where you still get paid. PTO. 78% of Americans don't use all their PTO. It's an annual thing you get every year. You get a certain amount. Some companies will let you bank it and use up to a certain amount, but 78% don't use it. Of those that do use it, 86% of people still check their work email while on vacation. And Brian apparently is one of those 86%. I mean, it's the majority. But
I believe it. I'm one of that 78% and one of that, what'd you say, 86% that will still check from time to time. 100%. So everyone's job is different, and some you can clock out and just shut it down, and you don't have a care in the world until you clock in tomorrow. There's no backlog building for you and waiting when you get there. My current job, there's a backlog. I have emails right now from customers I can see actually that they want an answer for something. So when we go from North Texas up to Colorado on our yearly ski trips, Mrs. Weatherwatch will drive on day one because I don't take off. I sit in the front seat with my Verizon card and I'm plugged in and I'm on my laptop for depending where we're going, for the 8 to 12 hours. So I can just not worry about tomorrow when I'm off work having to do what I was just missing. And so I get it. I taking time off, but I'm not off. There's about, I want to say probably 4 days a year, maybe 4 to 6 a year that I'm completely offline, not available, not check the emails, will not ask colleagues what's going on or anything. And that's about it. And I get 14 days of PTO. So I'm not shocked by that though.
You mentioned that you're in the passenger seat driving, and that reminds me, I do the same thing. When I flew out to North Carolina to look for houses for like the last the last part of the week and the weekend and everything, I never told my boss that I was going. It was a working vacation. I mean, I was literally on call the entire time. I had my laptop and I've got a data card and my phone, and I work from home anyway. So what does it matter if I'm at my house or someone else's house across the country, right? My job is to be available and to answer any calls if there's a problem. As long as there's not a problem, I'm doing my job. It was one of the joys of having the job that I did. But it was really cool. Anyway, so I went all the way to North Carolina on the plane. The whole time I was connected on the plane, paid for the Wi-Fi, and never got any work calls on the plane. I did take a brief visit to the beach. And I took my laptop with me as well. And I got a call on the beach, and I was so nervous that somebody's going to hear like the waves in the background. I'd be like, "Oh, it's a sound machine. It's just for pretty real sounding, huh?
Just a little white noise."
No, it was. I didn't get any. Didn't get busted on that one. But I guess that's the opposite. I just took days off and didn't take any PTOs, but I was working technically.
Right. So Roy, 100% agree. Anytime I've taken vacation, Roy says when I took a week, I was always afraid they would discover they could just do it as well. I always think the same thing. Anytime I take time off or mid-afternoon or someone and they cover for me, I go, do they even know I was gone? Did the big boss, did our owner even notice I wasn't there? And if he did, would he say, well, what are we doing? We can cut that payroll tomorrow. So same exact thoughts, Roy. I'm right there with you 100%.
Job security. You got to be there. Just so you can point the finger somewhere else when they're looking at cuts.
It's true. But I will follow that up with, it's not because my boss expects or demands it of me. My job has lots of perks. It's been home-based ever since the company started in the 90s. And so I can run downstairs and help with laundry and make my lunches or run errands and kind of come and go as I please from time to time. So it's not like I'm tied to this. But in bigger news,
Crazy Cat Queen. Thank you. Massive super. I wish that the super sticker would show up on. I have to look over here. Hang on. Where's the? Put that over there. Trying to see the. Trying to see the sticker, but it doesn't show it on.
Oh, it looks like come up.
It's a pair riding a rocket, animated, racing through the clouds, wearing a headband. It's really good. I wish you guys could see what I could. I guess everyone else can, because it shows up in chat on the YouTube channel. You're the only one that can't see it. Can you see it, Thomas? Yeah,
because I run the YouTube tab below us, and then I've got our StreamYard up top, so I can see both.
Oh, I just noticed he's cheering, but it looks like a very tragic end for the pair.
It does. It implodes.
He's gone. Oh, now it became a sad movie, just like that.
Pear juice all over chat.
Well, he went out with a bang, and he looks happy about it. So,
not to be confused with pineapple juice.
Different. Can't talk about pineapple. You've had too many hot tubs, pineapples.
Needs a break.
Swings and nothing. It's going to be.
I've got a story. I'm not sharing the story here. I shared it in mod chat. I'm not going to do it on the air about that business.
You've already said too much. Now there's going to be like rampant speculation, which is all going to be wrong because it's a very tame story. But
it'll be for fun reading later on. But crazy! Oh, sorry, Crazy Cat Queen has clarification. Oh, that's a pair. No. It went into warp dive, so yeah.
I like it. It's a cool super sticker. Thank you, Crazy Cat Queen. That made me smile. It was good. So I don't know how to transition to this. But
I'm gonna dive right into lottery.
okay, that would be a good way to go.
I'm just gonna skip right ahead into lottery, and we do this. I've got 3 of them I pulled up and we'll zip through it because I know not everyone loves the lottery and it's not their thing, but it's just the luck of the draw, so to speak. It's just mind blowing to me, and it's always in so many similar states. But Kentucky, this is an awesome one. A man collected $50,000 lottery jackpot prize 3 months after his daughter scored $150,000 jackpot in Kentucky. I mean, so it's keep it in the family. Just keep on keeping on. I mean,
does he have any other relatives that work for the lottery? I'd start asking some questions at this point. The odds are very low for that.
Yes, and so here's where my mind went with that is he's an older gentleman, and so he's got a very adult daughter that won 3 months sooner. Did she give him some of her winnings to support whatever he may need? As young adult children should do with their parents if they need it. And then 3 months later, he wins 50K.
You hear that? Come listen to Thomas.
But that's where my one went. Did he just get done cashing in, like 20K from her that she gifted to do some work? And he's like, thanks. And then a week after he does that, he wins 50K. And did he tell her? I mean, it's in the news now, obviously, but was he, oh, hey, honey.
Sadly, you can probably Google the family name and see if there's any lawsuits pending between the two of them. I was like, now I want to get paid back because I gave them a loan. Yeah.
So very fair. So jumping right ahead into South Carolina, I feel like there's always a Carolina, but I didn't know this. There's an old wives' tale, supposedly, that when your palms get really itchy, apparently you're about to come up on the luck.
Yeah. I've been scratching mine forever. They just won't itch.
It just doesn't happen.
It's just not. Nope.
But itchy palm, you're coming up on some luck with an itchy palm. So a lady in South Carolina was driving home, severely itchy palm. She pulled over into, let's see, I forget where. Oh, that's right. Murphy's, which is like a Walmart gas station. They're tied together. Pulled right in, got a scratch off, $30,000. Itchy palms lead to a $30,000 scratchy palm, scratchy scratch off, 30K.
Okay, so I need to know more. Let's pause for just a minute. What are some other little factoids like that? Where if your palms itch means you're coming into money. What are some other things that will little old wives' tales or
I take allergy medicine when I get itchy palms. So I don't.
Hang on a second. I've got a guy who keeps texting me. And he knows I'm live. Okay, he might be watching.
So it's awkward.
Hey, James. I think he's doing it on purpose. He's like buzzing me, trying to get an answer. Let's see. Watch the chat here. When your ears burn, people are talking about you. I've heard this one.
Same. Yep.
Itchy nose means company.
Interesting.
What about itchy ankles? Patches? I don't know. what that is. Sure,
I gotta go to YouTube itself to see.
Ears itch. Someone's talking about you.
Yeah.
Itchy palms. I won $26 on the lotto this week. Okay, so there's 2 for the itchy palms. I mean, it's true. I don't know what an itchy palm would feel like. I don't think I've ever had this degree of luck in anything I've done.
And Adam, when you make a comment and do one of your quick deletes, it stays on our side on StreamYard. So we actually watch it and it's still there. We can actually put your comment on stream right now, but it's not appropriate. So it doesn't go away like you think it does. So it's
see a doctor. See a doctor, Adam.
See a doctor, Adam.
I'm thinking like something about there's red sky in the morning, right? Sailors take warning. That's like I'm not sure if that's like a Ben Franklin old farmer's almanac. Red sky at the night, sailor's delight. Is that work for the weather? Is that how you guys in your profession do that?
No,
you just look at sunrise and sunset and call it from the hip.
Wind from the west, fishing's the best. Wind from the east, fishing's the least. We get that one in our neck of the woods.
I think it's always, since time spent fishing cannot be deducted from a man's life, I think it's always better to be fishing than doing anything else. So even if you're not catching, which is not a required part of fishing, I'd say
I agree. So I will echo that because we've got a little waterway here right around the corner, and it was a winter about 3 years ago. It was blowing like 40 miles an hour to the north, cold, wet, just miserable. But it was like the 6th day in a row. I hate being stuck inside because I work from home. I'm in the house all the time. So I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go down to the pond. I'm just going to throw a line in the water. I don't care. I got to get out of the house, do something. And I did. And I caught about 30 crappie in an hour off a white shad bait. And they were great crappie too. It was one of the best days I've ever had. In the condition I went down there to just be miserable and not catch a thing. It was amazing.
I just want to be alone and cry. Like,
yes,
wait,
that was it. That was the whole goal. Just let me go cry.
And now you're by yourself, and no one can vouch for you because you let all fish go, right?
And it's at least here we just catch and release and put them back. I mean, that would have been great eating if I kept them, but yeah,
they're so good. They're a white flaky meat,
and they were healthy and big. I mean, it was a day I'll never forget. I did take some pictures. I'll see if I can drum some up so people live. Yeah. So Roy, he and I met at the same exact place. He's heard the story before. So.
There are no crappie there. Crappie, fun fact, a factoid that means nothing, is completely not relevant. Sometimes fishermen refer to a crappie as paper lips because they have a very, very thin mouth structure, and you have to be very gentle when you're hooking them or else it can damage the fish.
100% accurate. That is true.
I know that not because I catch them, but because I watch YouTube.
Lake Fort guy, shout out.
Great watching another one more tangent, and then we'll go back to the stories. YouTube just added 75 more reasons for you to stay online all day on YouTube, and they call them playable games. Like, so you go through, you've got your videos, suggested videos, and the shorts, and then you scroll down. There's like a whole section of just like games that load in your browser. That to download anything or pay anything. It's just literally like the cheapest games that you could get on a phone is now playable in YouTube. As if we needed more reasons, right? It's not like that we get 100 million hours of YouTube videos uploaded every single day.
Seriously,
think of. But.
And what's wild, I'm not a content creator such as yourself, but being a fan of your channel and part of moderating, I've been live with you all morning, and now we're here. So I'm like, I don't need a reason to get off the podcast and then go pull up the YouTube app and play games. I need to know my eyes. It's not good.
There are some companies that like there are some games, like if I think it's some computer games like World of Warcraft, they started putting in suggestions to tell people to stand up and like exercise. It's like, hey, you've been playing for 18 hours now. Maybe you should take a break. Little reminders in there. I would always just cancel that and keep playing. And that goes to the whole addiction story, which we can tell another day. But YouTube has gone the other route. And they're just like, wait, here's one more reason. You don't need to leave. Get your phone and stay right there in that chair. We've got your entertainment covered.
That's why they pump in ads for those stand-up desks, so you can keep watching but stand up.
I had a lot of coworkers that had those stand-up. I actually had a stand-up desk for a while, and it's cool. But I think I broke mine because I was leaning on it. I'm like, well, it's tiring to just stand here all day. So I just want to lean on it, and it didn't stand up as much as it was supposed to. But I've always thought that the stand-up desk would probably work best if you also had the treadmill version of the desk where you have to walk and stand at the same time.
Unless you're a streamer.
You'd be. What
if?
Hang on, more miles. I'd be like Reverend Beasy, telling you how many miles I'm going every day. Puts me to shame constantly. He's like, oh, I just ran 8 miles. Yeah,
100%. Diving to the last lottery story of those three, just to button it up real quick. Virginia woman won $50K. Took her fortune cookie numbers, walked right in, played that on Powerball, $50,000.
Okay, now I have never trusted the fortune cookie numbers. I've never felt that they were useful at all, because first of all, it's a Chinese company that probably printed these years ago. Okay, and they've been sitting in a warehouse somewhere.
Yes.
There's no luck. There's no direct connection.
There's no correlation.
Welcome. But wow, she played her fortune cookie numbers.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. It's funny. So I have, speaking of superstitions and things like that, I'll open a fortune cookie and won't read it. I'll just turn around and look at the numbers. And if my old hockey number is not included, I don't even read the fortune. I just throw it away.
It's not for me.
It's not mine. It's someone else's. So I won't even read it if my old hockey number's not on there.
What was your hockey number?
35.
35.
35.
That's a good number. Is the position in hockey sort of linked to the number? Like the goalie's number 1 or the quarterback's number 1?
It is. It's
quarterback in hockey. I know that before anyone jumps in and corrects me.
Yeah. So it's changing a little bit, but the most common set of numbers you'll see in hockey, a goaltender will be somewhere in the 30s. Sometimes he's number 1 in the 30s, maybe a high 20s number. But now you're seeing, especially, golly, there's some amazing European goalies in the last decade that have been coming through. And I guess it's a different demographic and how they play. So you'll see a little bit more randomized numbers. One guy, he's on YouTube, actually. He's awesome. His channel and what he does, he's in the American Hockey League. Casimir Kaskasuo. I think he's 79. And I forget, I don't think he's Norwegian. I'm going to get that wrong. But he's been in North America a long time, played in Sweden. So you'll see numbers that aren't, quote, traditional for my generation of goaltender growing up in North America. But vast majority you'll see are high 20s and in the 30s. Like you said, they kind of coincide with quarterbacks in the NFL and set numbers, so to speak.
Are there rules about how high you can go? Is it like you have to be 2 digits, 1 or 2 digits? Or
yeah, two-digit numbers in hockey. So it's or single to 2. 2's the max. You can't be number 100
players. So
What's
79 players is too many for one team, I think.
Yeah, so they don't go, there's no numerical order. The players, based on seniority in the team, they get to pick their number. A lot of guys will do their birth year. So Sidney Crosby, extremely famous player, number 86, because he was born in 1986. So that's his. And you can't be 99 exactly. Adam called that right. That number is not just retired for his team, but in the entire league, because that is the number of the great one, Wayne Gretzky. So the league has retired that indefinitely. So no player in NHL can ever wear 99 again. And there are certain teams that have retired numbers that if you've been 72 for your whole career and you get traded to LA, but they've retired number 72, you got to pick something else. You can't be it.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Why did Wayne Gretzky choose 99? Did he say there will be no one above me? Is that
you know, I've met him, I've spoken with him, I have autographs and pictures with him, and I used to know a bit of his history, and that is one thing I do not know. I do not know why he ever chose that number or why he was told he had to be that number at a certain age and it just stuck forever. I don't know, but yeah, 99 can't be it.
Well, I can't remember. I don't think I've ever played an organized sport where I had to have a number. I mean, I ran cross country in high school, and they'd always just give you some random paper. They'd pin it to you, and it's like 756, and it's like, well, there are only 30 of us, but yeah, I'll take it. You know, you wore it for that race. It wasn't even something you were attached to it literally, but emotionally there was no attachment whatsoever. And usually I'd try to tear them off during the race because I thought it would be funny. But apparently you need it on to be counted, or otherwise they won't count you at all places. So
Adam with a little bit of insight. He originally wanted to wear number 9 for his hockey hero Gordie Howe, but it was taken, which makes sense. That's awesome.
Adam's coming in with a lot of hockey trivia tonight.
Adam's a hockey player himself. We've had some talks. He can play the sport, and he's got some knowledge. Or he's quick with Google, either or. But I know he knows the game of hockey. So
that's all you need in life. If you can be quick with Google, that's as good as being smart.
Yeah.
Man. Well, from hockey, let's see. Where do we want to go from hockey? How about
you've got some numbers that are in dollar signs that I have not read this, We did not talk about this pre-show. You plugged it in, so I'm actually curious because I'm just seeing some big values in currency here.
Big dollar numbers.
Yeah.
Here's the lowdown. I hate to break it to you because a lot of people are sort of attached to them, but dinosaurs are going extinct again. This is
again.
again. We're pretty like 99% of the world is sure they've already died off. There's a few people out there who think there's some island out there that, just hate to spoil it for you, that was a movie, it wasn't real life. There's no island with live dinosaurs out there, but they're going extinct again. We're getting feedback of Thomas on me. Are you getting feedback, Thomas, from me?
Recover. We are getting feedback of Thomas. Oh yeah, I hear myself a little bit right there.
Bummer. It sounds good to me. I don't know.
Sorry, chat.
Anyway, so dinosaurs are going extinct again, and this is I'll see if I can fix it in the break, but I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
As we take a break.
The break is overnight, by the way. So
okay.
Between now and the morning, you have to put up with this for the rest of the show.
Got it.
I'll look at the settings while I talk. There is a yeah. Why did I do that?
Well, you found something? Oh, I don't hear myself anymore.
Is that better? Did I fix it?
Sound check. Amber hasn't been in chat all evening, but that's the chat she throws in there.
She jumps in just to say we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, a nana nana boo boo type comment. So where are you at, Amber? Where are you at now, Amber? Say it's okay.
Okay, I think I fixed it. I had a wrong mic running. Thank you, by the way, Amber. We give you a hard time, but we appreciate it. So dinosaurs are going extinct again. The dinosaurs have died off, and this should not be news to anybody. First of all, if anybody here needs to talk about that, that's a separate issue. Okay, dinosaurs died. Some of them became fossils. Which is where they sort of they become one with the rock, and the part that was animal becomes rock. And it maintains some of the shape of the bone structure, and you're able to extract that and see what the dinosaur's bone structure looked like. Those fossils are what we have now. So when we say dinosaurs becoming extinct, I'm talking about those fossils. They are a limited resource, very limited. And the biggest problem is we don't know where they are. And if we knew where all of them were, we'd probably go get them, and we'd have a big museum, and we'd probably make a movie about it and call it like Night at the Museum or something. Yeah. But we would. The big thing is a lot of these fossils are found on private property. Right. And here in the US, if you find a dinosaur, living or dead, I guess, but probably dead is the only one that's happened, on your property, you get to keep it. You don't have to turn it over to like the Natural History Museum or anything like that. So lucky landowners have cashed in on this idea, and rock quarries and things like that. They're finding these dinosaur fossils, and they're auctioning them off. And what do you buy the wealthy billionaire who seems to have everything? How about a T-Rex? Do you have a T-Rex? Most people don't. So T-Rexes are on the auction block. The fossilized dinosaurs are being sold off to millionaires. Let me give you an example. Wow. Stan, the T-Rex, sold for $31.8 million. Sue, I don't know how they knew their names. I mean, I can see you could say, yes, that's a T-Rex, but how do you know if it's a boy or a girl T-Rex? And maybe there's bone structure differences, but which one's a Stan and which one's a Sue? Now they're just pulling our leg. But Sue, the T-Rex, was sold for $8.4 million. Before that, Big John, the Triceratops, was sold for $7.7 million. And I'm going to need some help with Hector.
Here,
Deinonychus.
I'm going to do this, and then this.
And then paste it, chat.
Adam. Yeah, where you guys at? Let's break it down for us.
Okay, here we go. Right here. Boom. Can somebody say this word for us, or spell it out so we can read it? Hector was one of these things, whatever Hector was, sold for $12.4 million.
Let's see. Chat, we're waiting to see what Hector's pronunciation is.
I hope I spelled it right, because that's what I had it in. I might be leading you all astray. It might be like a little fossilized worm or something. I don't know. But
Is it-
Deinonychus, there it is. Deinonychus. What is it, Red Pen?
Yeah, what kind of dinosaur is?
I mean, I realize I could probably Google this, but can somebody else Google it for me? I've had a long day. Can somebody Google this? Is it the spitting dinosaur?
Well, I just copied and pasted it in chat. I can pull it up right now. Is a genus of dromasaurid theropod dinosaur with one described species that
it's nocturnal. You know, there's like a 6-year-old kid in my neighborhood who could probably teach me everything there is to know about this species.
I feel like one of your own kids could maybe do this, right?
My kids aren't big on the dinosaurs, but I was actually at, on Sunday talking to his mom, and he was like, "Hey, thumbs up." We were talking to his mom, and I said something about alligators or crocodiles, and he like perked up. And he's like, "Actually, that's incorrect because the crocodile has a narrower snout that it turns up on the." And I'm like, "What?" I mean, I'm like, I made like some little facetious comment, and so I'm thinking, you know, he's a kid. He wants to engage on dinosaurs. I can do this on his level. I'm like, "Hey, do you know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do." And I'm like, "Well, an alligator will see you later, and a crocodile will see you in a while." And he's like, "No, an alligator has legs." And I'm like, 20 minutes. He's just going on all the differences. I'm like, the joke went right over his head. But I'm smarter now. Now I think I can tell an alligator from a crocodile in the wild. Why did we end up there? Anyway, yes, Hector was sold for 12.4 million, which seems like a lot, but
that is a lot. What's I see a note in here, Alex, but it says coming up. What does that mean?
Where's that? Oh, I left out the punchline of the story. That's probably the important part. Alex, that's the next one at auction. I think it's going up on like Sotheby's or something. Sotheby's, the big auction house, and they sell these at like Christie's and Sotheby's and I guess Walmart. I don't know, but yes, Stegosaurus named Alex, and it's expected to fetch between $4 to $6 million. But some of these recent dinosaurs have been going for 4 times their expected value.
Wow!
So now is the time to buy shale pits in Wyoming. Because that's where you find dinosaurs. Apparently, there's a couple up there that they've just found a ton on this guy's property. The guy's like wealthy beyond belief because of it.
I've got a colleague up there, and her husband works for a wealthy guy. So if you're listening and watching tonight, get it.
Montana, South Dakota, also good places for dinosaurs. Basically, anywhere up near Yellowstone, which is about to blow up with the huge volcano.
Right. So be careful. Dig lightly.
Yes, don't cause anything that will like end Earth, but do profit off the dinosaur bones if you can.
So I feel like that kind of chimes into something I want to touch on. It's not an article per se that I wanted to read. It just today when I was looking at different things, I saw some interesting facts that are random, completely random. That a lot of chat's really smart actually, so a lot of people are going to go duh, but I thought it was interesting, and what I found. So I'll be brief because the article I found that I sourced, it has over 100, and I'm not going to read all 100, and some are kind of irrelevant, even though that's our podcast name, but it's even irrelevant for the podcast. But
that's pretty irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Like, nobody needs to know these facts at that level.
That's
not even the nerds want to know, this level of detail.
No. So I'll rip through a couple here, and I don't know if I sent you the link, if you want to scroll down to the very end and do a few from the bottom up as we go through a few. One of them, oranges were originally green. I didn't know this. The first oranges ever imported to the West were from Southeast Asia and were tangerine pomelo hybrids that were green in color. And then it says, in fact, oranges grown in warmer parts of the world, such as Vietnam and Thailand, stay green throughout the year, which I think that's interesting. I've never seen one. If anyone in chat can vouch for that or has seen that or known that before, awesome. I've never seen a not orange before. This one, not as fun. Going to work is more dangerous than going to war.
This is why I quit.
Statistically speaking, you are 3 times more likely to die traveling to or from work than you are being shipped out to war in these modern times.
So
That's
if you
wild.
have a commute and you have to go to work, I would start talking to the boss about hazard pay.
100%. And then share this with them. This
Link it.
fact that's online, so it must be true. I got a quick message.
Well, you're looking at your quick message. Fun fact: armadillos have shells so hard they can deflect a bullet.
That is, and I will say that is fact.
From also less factious. Well, it's more fictitious than fact. Armadillos are like opossums wearing pads. that is it. If you put the two animals like side by side, they are the spitting image of each other. Just one has a shell. It's like one. And you look at the two. The armadillo, can take a bullet literally and probably deflect it back and hit you with it. Where the possum, you look at it sideways and it just plays dead. It's like, I give up. I have no defenses.
It plays possum.
I keep telling my kids, we have so many possums around here on the side of the road. I just say, hey, why do the possums sleep on the side of the road there? I don't think they're dead. And if they were, how would you know? Because they're just pretending.
And if you get too close, they are mean and nasty. They really can be. This one really intrigues me. And I didn't actually go too much further past this article when I read it, because I didn't know it was a thing to date. The first ever 3D film was released in 1922. And
1922?
1922. I had no idea. And so The Power of Love is the name of the film. It was released. And what else I read about it is it had an alternate ending because you wore what they made of 3D glasses even back then. And the alternate ending depended on you could choose which eye you wanted to close to watch the final ending of the film, and you saw a different ending, which is insane to me.
The left eye, he gets the girl. The right eye, they die.
Yeah, crazy. So the one thing, it says, sadly, the film is lost and hasn't been found for decades. Maybe someone can prove that wrong or check it out, but I didn't know that was a thing. I think that's awesome.
If they do find it, it will be like the left eye version. It's like, this isn't the good ending. The good ending has been lost to history. Speaking of versions of movies, I know this is unrelated, but do you remember, this might date me a little bit, but when DVDs first came out, okay, you know how big a DVD is? It's about the size of the largest tail we've had in the U.S. in the last week. So
yes,
5 inches the size. When DVDs first came out, one of the selling factors to get people on board to be excited about them was that they were going to be able to. You could have alternate endings. You could select the language, so you could say, like, I want the clean version. I'm going to watch it with my kids. I want to watch Dances with Wolves in PG.
Yes.
And this was, everyone's like, yeah, this is gonna be the greatest, and everyone's like, yeah, I'll buy the machine. And then Hollywood's like, nope, you will watch it the way we film it. This is art. This is our artwork. You will not tweak it. And they started suing anyone who started editing them and changing, making the videos clean. But I don't know why I started talking about that.
Speaking of films, everyone knows The Matrix.
Yes.
And Neo. I would say yes, but I already tipped you off before the show because my mind was blown by this interesting fact. We'll take 30 seconds. Anyone in chat? Well, don't Google it.
If they've already Googled,
who was going to be Neo before Keanu Reeves was chosen? The producers had already chosen someone before it was Keanu, and it
has to be somebody who looks good in a flowing trench coat in slow motion.
Yeah. Crazy cat.
Oh, Sloth Life. Thank you very much. Good to have you here back again. Thank you for the generous super chat. What's the Matrix?
We've got Tom Cruise. Karina read it. Sorry. Tom Cruise. Thanks.
Christopher Walken. I hope it's Christopher Walken.
Scooby-Doo, Kurt Russell. I'm going to go ahead and say it for someone. It says it was Sandra Bullock, which I think she's actually a great actress, and I don't know how the film would have turned out. But knowing how the film is now, and how many references there are to Neo and the Matrix, trying to now insert her into that role just changes the whole game. It's kind of wild thinking about it.
I'm trying to think of the first movie I watched with Sandra Bullock in it. But was she in The Net?
For which team?
No, like no, like there's a movie called like The Net. It was a like a horror movie about the internet is coming. It will be. It's really, if you watch it nowadays, it's probably just like this is normal life. And yes, she was in The Net. Okay, The Net was, when we watched it originally, it's like the internet is going to be so connected in your lives. It will know about everything. It'll all be, and her life was ruined, intentionally by somebody who had access. And nowadays it's just like, yeah, you got your identity stolen. It happens. You got to work
Fair enough.
Okay. Here's a fun fact. Unrelated. Peanuts, walnuts, almonds, cashews, and pistachios. What do they all have in common?
I feel like this is a trick.
I was tricked by it.
See, I'm not even going to answer.
They're not nuts. Even though it says peanut, walnut, they're technically classified as seeds because a nut is defined as a hard-shelled dry fruit or seed with a separable rind or shell and interior kernel.
Makes sense. Note to self, nailed it. Others were close. Shell, legumes, shell. Okay. See, Chad is so smart.
My kids are.
Is there a fight happening in your studio right now?
Somebody's winning. It's not me. Hang on one second.
It sounds like Family Feud. So I'll transcribe for you.
I may have talked loudly there. Could you see that?
So I'm transcribing for chat. He's saying, "Would you all keep it down? This is a very serious podcast."
I said, "Could you guys keep it a little quieter? We're live right now." I heard it. Sorry. We should do a Matrix remake. Says Thal. Scott can be Neo, and Weatherwatch can be the downfall of humanity. You knew that was coming.
He finds a way. Thal.
I don't think I could be Neo though. First of all, I've never seen The Matrix,
and I can't be the downfall to anything. Number 12 on this list, going from a $10 super chat to number 12. This one's pretty neat. Queen Elizabeth II's handbag was a body language communication device.
Say that one more time. They were loud again. I muted.
Queen Elizabeth's handbag was a body language communication device. It was used by her to relay secret and silent messages to her staff. For example, if she finished speaking to a guest, she moved it from one arm to another, and her aides would politely end the conversation. So she broke code and said, when I do this with this bag, you guys go to work.
I've done this on a sales call with a buddy where we had secret signals back and forth. It's like, look, if I just want to bail, I'm going to use a code word. I'm going to work a code word in the conversation. At that point, it's just like, we're just cutting and running at that point. It's like, well, see ya. We'll just turn around and go.
I think it's always podcast. The word.
No, we have the word where it's like, okay.
That's the word.
But no, I think that's a smart thing to do. I didn't realize. I always thought she was so proper that it was like her handbag would be, always worn at the correct angle on the right arm. But no, it was code.
It was code. Different one here. High heels. Mm-hmm. Came into circulation in the shoe circuit, roughly 10 BC. They're designed for men,
but not women. If I remember right.
Yeah. Just do it. Back in BC. Designed for men. But the whole purpose was so they could keep their boots within the stirrups of their saddle, apparently.
Sorry, I saw this comment. Did she hit people with it? And my cable was right over the words, and it looked like it had a swear word. So I took it off the screen, and then She hit 2 words. 2 words. I've got a cable blocking the view. Oh, balloons. We have balloons now. It's
with
party.
2 word symbols.
Linda says, prayers for those affected by the tornadoes. Oh man, unfortunately that's been like the theme all summer long. With that.
Yes, in fact, major tornado today actually in Midland, Odessa. It actually went to emergency warned, which means it was very large and devastating. There is one current warning. Radar indicated not observed just south of Shreveport, but active weather season, that's for sure.
My computer does, like, if I do different symbols, it throws parties and does various and sundry. I don't know all the symbols. Like one thumb up gives me, a thumb up like that, and a thumb down, I can do a thumb down, I think, as well. Like one piece symbol is balloons, but 2-piece symbols is confetti. I'm learning. It's like a new language. Fun thing, Judge Cedric Simpson, he
had balloons one time.
The same thing. So sometimes he'll be making a motion. He'll be like, and you'll see a little balloon, thumb up balloon come up next to him.
So we have the same laptop. I don't know why it doesn't work. I must have the setting off.
Yeah, you have to turn on let's see what it's called. It's
so my computer's in adult mode.
Oh yeah, you gotta put it in kid mode. Kid mode's how it works. But it's I forget. There is a setting somewhere that you can change, and it will just. It works anytime you're like on Zoom. Anytime it uses anytime you use a web camera through USB, it'll work as well, or your built-in camera. And
I'm on USB now. Okay, I'm making a note to look it up tomorrow because I think it's actually really cool and it's fun.
Check and help us so you can change it right now if you want. Thal says, never mind. What about you? Could be Neo. Scott is too busy unplugging humanity from poor cable management. This is true. Okay, I've got another fun fact.
Perfect. Let's see.
When I was in high school,
party mode.
Is it party mode? What's it called?
Well, all I got, it says party mode is where it's at, but I don't know.
Like gestures or something.
Would it be under appearance first? No. Displays?
I think what you need to have, I think it needs to be like an M1 or an M2 or an M3 in your computer. So as long as you have one of those, it should work. Let's see.
Adam, not
while you're looking that up, while you're Googling that, chat will help you, I'm sure. In 1990, when I was in high school, that's 50% of the world's CDs, compact discs, were AOL sign-up discs.
Really?
And I owned most of them. I had a huge collection. I had a huge collection that I kept for a long time. My wife threw them away while I was at work one day. And occasionally when I'm feeling really sad and want to cry some more, I go online on eBay and I look up how much they're selling for. And I just cry softly to myself.
How much do they sell for?
The new sealed AOL discs, the metal tin, it's mostly the tins, not the discs that were inside it. But some of them are like collector's items, so you can get some serious money for them. But
that's crazy. Mine all came from Napster, and were on a sunshade in my car case. That's where all my CDs
they were all burned. MP3 format.
100%. That's funny. This is a new one to me that I didn't know. There's a smoke alarm for the deaf. Invented by a team of Japanese scientists and engineers, this life-saving device works by spraying vaporized. Okay, I think we're being trolled. This life-saving device works by spraying vaporized wasabi into the air, which notifies deaf people of fire. It will even wake them up if they're sleeping. And a tray of sushi then gets delivered. No, that part I'm kidding. But
that's like mace.
Yes,
that's vaporized wasabi is mace, right? That's what they make this stuff out of.
Yeah. Well, it says the invention won of Nobel Peace Prize in 2011. A spoof of it won one of the IG Nobel Prizes in 2011. A spoof of Nobel Prizes for inventions that first make people laugh and then make them think. So I guess it was a troll, but not a troll.
Cool. I've got a thought. I've got one to share here, but you need to follow Karina's advice on the screen while I share this one. In 1997, it's a fun year, 2 years after I graduated high school, still didn't know what to do with my life. A cargo ship lost 4.8 million Lego pieces in a storm, and they're still washing up on beaches today.
Oh my god!
People are stepping on them and cursing. Yeah, lots of Legos. You know what else is still washing up today? Is gold coins from Spanish ships that they like raided the whole area and collected all the gold they could, and they loaded the ships down and tried to take it back to Spain. And it was probably during hurricane season, but
And
so
too
many
heavy.
ships sunk. They call it the treasure coast because the treasure still keeps washing up along the coast. And metal detectorists every single year are finding, Spanish gold coins. They're pretty cool.
So you booking a trip soon?
I want to. I keep looking at Randy Churchwell. She's down there in the coast. I'm like, she's on in the Gulf, which
Gulf
is
Coast.
beautiful. Oh my goodness! But I know they had a couple of wrecks down there as well. So maybe I could find some.
Fair enough. All right, I boarded mission from Korea. I couldn't find video effects within the control center, but I'm not good at multitasking either.
We're running a show here, Karina. Just kidding. Thanks for trying to help us out. Sloth Life says, all right, dude, you see the Judge Simpson clip, defendant driving without license, drove to hearing on Zoom. We were watching that this morning, first thing in the morning, Sloth Life. And we were trying to show that. And we were watching his video live at the moment he deleted the videos. And not just that video, but 2 months worth of videos from YouTube, just gone. How do I put this gently? Depending on how you access his content, you may or may not receive a notification that he has do not record on his features.
Right.
Okay. So some devices you access, you're informed. I am not. But the way I access his feed, I'm not informed that he just has a do not record. But because he went viral, and they showed this in Australia, they showed it over in England. That clip just went all over the place. And he did not like going viral. He's actually had some viral moments that are less complimentary for him as well. He's had a little history.
He does.
And,
he did.
Yeah, he deleted it as of this morning. The clip's gone, but it lives forever on the internet. It's not going anywhere. You can find it for the rest of your life.
You can do a quick Google search to see what he got in some hot water for at one point in time. But I don't think that takes away from who he is now as a judge. I really like him. Yeah. He's entertaining, and I think he's good at what he does. But speaking of judges and whatnot, quick slide into the next story. And I know we're at 8 o'clock, but I'd like to get these last two in since they kind of counteract each other. It is. Okay. We've been a whole lot of not relevant. But so this one, I think this is really cool. The island of Sark, the smallest of the Channel Islands, which when I first read this, I went, oh, cool. Being from San Diego, the Channel Islands are not far off the coast, like 20-some odd miles. Mm-hmm. No, these are located between France and England. It's the home of the world's smallest. Yeah, a little bit further. My dad's not kayaking to these Channel Islands. World's smallest prison still in use today. And I don't think you didn't skip ahead on the script. And have you read this one or no?
I have not. I have known nothing.
So on this island, there's no cars, no roads, no street lights. There's a small prison dating back to the middle 1800s.
Is this like where they sent Napoleon?
Yeah. Guess how many cells are in the world's tiniest prison? And I did say cells.
I was going to say I'm going to have to say one, but now it's plural. I'm going to say 10. 10 cells.
2 6 feet by 6 feet, and the other 6 by 8, separated by a very narrow corridor. And if you do click the link, and you will see there's a picture of it. It's really, really cool, and it even has the established sign on it.
There are people in there.
They put them in there. So if you get in trouble on this island, they put you in there, and then for the next day or whatever, till they can get you out and then ship you off the island into an actual modern bigger prison.
Oh, so it's a
It's like
holding cell.
it's a
I
holding
thought it
cell.
was like the world's most solitary confinement. We're
No,
going to send you to a private island with a cell.
it's a 2-bedroom
That's
outhouse, so
crazy.
you get locked in overnight, basically. But it's so cool because it's so old. The history is awesome. I mean, 1856, and it's still in use.
Hey, try this one. This one worked for me. Top menu on the menu bar on your screen. Do you have a little green camera icon
Nope.
on the top of your screen, like up by your Wi-Fi signal or anything?
No, I've got a microphone. I've got a camera silhouette that's just white.
Yeah.
So
click on
it,
that one.
and it just
And then-
says control sharing.
Mine says reactions.
Well, it shows it shows differently on all my different monitors. It says something different.
We tried. Thank you, Karina, and all those others who tried to help us out.
You guys
Well,
can't help the helpless, which is me. So it just says it's only fitting that the island measuring just under 5 kilometers long and 1.5 kilometers wide, with a population of under 600 people, be the home of the world's smallest. It's called a prison. That's what they're calling it. I'm with chat. They've mentioned jail, and that's what it seems like to me. 2 cells only have small wood slatted beds with thin mattress for inmates to sleep on. And inmates can only be held here for a maximum of 2 days, after which they have to be transferred to larger prison facilities on the neighboring Guernsey Island. I thought that's kind of neat. And there's a whole bunch more that goes on about it, but
I think it's pretty neat for everybody except for those 2 people
yeah,
who call it home.
right.
But on the flip side of the smallest prison, last story, I think, for the night, Bucky's is opening their biggest, world's largest. I don't think they're out of the U.S. Do they have anything other than the U.S.?
I don't think so, because they're not even in all the states in the U.S. either.
No, it's regional. It's at best, but they're calling it the world's largest. Might be the galaxy's largest Bucky's. Will open in Texas in June.
So obviously I saw the headline and I snagged it and threw it for the show and the script. I didn't read the full thing. I saw Texas, didn't go any further. Does it say in there what part of Texas? Because I want to go see it.
You want to move there? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm sure they probably have apartments on top, if I had to guess, but I don't know.
This is going to be in Lulling, Luling, Lulling, Texas.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
74,707 square feet.
Holy mackerel.
So, I mean, you can spend 24 hours in the smallest jail in the world, or you can spend 3 days trying to find your way out of Bucky's.
Trying to get a Slurpee and hit the register.
It's sampling jerky.
Yes, this is a true story. Amber brings up the Bucky's founder's son. So it was a co-founder's son for video recording people illegally, specifically in restrooms. But the way the media posted it, they had the Bucky's logo and Bucky's co-founder. It was over a year ago at a family lake house that he was hosting parties on, and he was doing it to some of his guests. So it wasn't set up in any Bucky's locations or anything like that, which is what some of the news articles, if you just saw the headline, is what it made it look like. So it just so happens it's a creep. That's the son of the co-founder, and probably has gazillions of dollars and is doing dumb stuff with it. So no shade on actual Bucky's.
Yeah, that's good.
But
Bucky's might not be the biggest and greatest forever, because there is a chain out of California called Eddie World that is gunning for them.
Really? I've not heard this.
And
I don't think I want to hear
Yermo, California.
Okay.
Massive, and it's got that same feel. Beer on tap, sandwiches, you name it. It's very much, it's got the Bucky's. It's like they went to Bucky's and like, how are they doing it? We're gonna do the same thing.
So it's like a Texas Roadhouse Steakhouse, and then divorce happened, and now there's chat, help me out. They do ice cream, like that's their thing.
like Bucky says jerky. They do ice cream, and so they've got all sorts of sundaes and shakes and all that. But
I'll be dang. It's called
so
Eddie's.
Eddie's World. I'm guessing is Eddie like a camel? I don't know. I haven't seen if there's an animal associated with it.
All I picture is the Chevy Chase movie with Eddie's World being involved. I don't know.
Bail. Here's the signal.
There it is. There it is.
We made it. Made it all the way to the end. Oh my goodness. I know there's a Bucky's coming here. I think we talked about one they're building closer to me.
Yes.
Than the South Carolina one, which is currently the closest. So looking forward to that.
It's
maybe
awesome. It's great.
Maybe if I can find a way to sell my non-refundable airline tickets to fly out west, I'll drive across the nation instead, which I'd much rather do, believe it or not. Live stream, drive across the nation. I've never done that. There's so many states I haven't seen. I mean, other than just on the map. Maybe we could
Bucky's.
Hit some Bucky's.
Get the chest mount GoPro going and just.
Oh, I've got the live view. I was going to do like a 3-camera spread. Got the switcher connected all to the batteries. I'll be lugging like the goal zero. What is it? All the battery packs.
Mrs. Zurich can hold the mic boom.
Yeah, we'll have a boom mic for sure. couple widening reflectors to make sure it works great. We do it in style.
Perfect. Last minute shout out, Mrs. Ray. Anyone in the market for tons of airline tickets? Tons.
The date is fixed. The names on the tickets are fixed. Apparently, they're not upgradable and they're not cancelable. How can you have them? I would pay extra to be able to cancel them at this point.
Airlines
like, nope, we got you. We got you by the short hairs, and we're not letting go.
That's gonna boil some blood. Scott, I appreciate it. You've had a heck of a day, a long day.
Great.
Real busy. What's your plan tomorrow? I know hopefully taking it easy, but you can do another 8 or 9 streams.
No. Tomorrow it's going to be fairly quiet, I think. Fingers crossed. We've got to catch up where we missed like an hour or so of trial today from Tennessee. So we're going to catch up on that first thing in the morning, 8:30, 8:45-ish, and continue that through the day. I think it's a full day of court. And I don't know. I think we're going to get through most of the prosecution's witnesses in the next 24 to 48 hours. It's supposed to be a 2-week trial, and this has been the first week. So I think it's going to go to defense soon. We know defense has witnesses. They've got experts and everything else. It's not going to be like, oh, we rest type thing. So that'll happen. But how about you? Weekend? Looking good? Never say the keyword.
Weekend looks great. Obviously, I'm going to follow you and what you're streaming tomorrow. Saturday, I'm going to play some golf with 2 of my great buddies. One of them is bringing his 13-year-old son, who is becoming a heck of a little golfer. And nice. He's great to watch. So that'll be kind of friend-family fun. Sunday, which is a laid-back, take it easy house chore day, which I thoroughly love. So that's it for me.
My kids are going to fall through the roof. They're jumping on the floor so hard you can probably hear it. My youngest son, did I tell you, he suddenly, I don't know where he saw golf, maybe on YouTube somewhere. He decided he wants to do it. So I took him. I'm not going to, I'm a cautious, I don't like go all out. We need the golf bag, you need the golf cart, you need here the golf tees, here the shoes. No, we took him to Play It Again Sports, which is basically like, it's a thrift shop for sporting goods. So I grew
up on one. They're amazing.
They're great. Found 2 clubs. We found him a driver that's like just perfect for him. And I think I got him a 9-iron and a couple golf balls. And he's like, I need some tees. I'm going to need some tees because he's watched video of people using tees. Like, let's try to hit the ball first before you right on the right height. Anyway, the songs could go forever. He dug a hole in the backyard because he needs a hole that can hit the golf ball. Yeah, it's like 1.5 feet in diameter and like 2 feet deep. That's the hole. He has no clue how big a hole is for golf because I've never taken him anywhere. So he digs this massive hole that you can fall in and break a knee or something. And he and my daughter were out playing in the yard with the 2 clubs, the driver and the 9-iron. And she got a hole in one from across the yard. Of course, it's hard to hit anything but that hole, but it was still like, congratulations. You've done better than I've ever done.
I'm playing his course. I like his design way better than the people that design the courses I play on. That's awesome.
Go Stars, says Adam. So
go Stars, go hockey, go Play It Again Sports. Not sponsored.
not a sponsor yet, but we're open to negotiation. So
that's right.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you, Thomas. It's been wonderful. We'll see you guys in the morning.
Scott, chat, enjoyed it so much. Y'all have a great finish of the week. See you tomorrow.
See you.
Bye.